What is up, guys? It's Jegster, and today I would like to say that I am a Christian, and in this video I will be telling you a little bit about my life, a little intro of my life, what caused me to be a Christian, how it's got me through every single situation in my life, and what you can expect from this channel and out of me. It's also a video to let you guys hold me accountable for my actions so that I can bring the glory of God, hopefully, in my career as a YouTuber. So let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, so if you are new to this channel, if you've never heard of Jegster, well, I'm Jegster, and all my subscribers, we are the League of Jegsters. And on this channel, we do lots of different things. Actually, I do a lot of challenges. That's probably my main thing. I do challenges, I do mukbangs, I do adventure vlogs. That's probably another big thing of mine. I do some video gaming, just a little bit. I like 24-hour challenges of playing a certain game. I do like 2 of those a month. And we do just multiple different things because ideas are always flowing through the noggin. And I'm not really a one type of way kind of guy. So this channel is kind of unpredictable and a little bit random, but I'm always going to bring you my best and my 100% straight up at the door. So let's get into this video and not hesitate any freaking long. First, I want to say this video is not for views. It's not for subscribers. It's not for attention. And it's not to hate on people that would find relevance with this video. This video is solely for God. I wanted to do this video for a long freaking time. And it's not that I've been ashamed or scared to put myself out there in this situation. It's just that if I'm representing God in this situation, then I want to be on my stuff. I want to be legit about this. I don't want to be putting no false false representations out there, and I don't want anybody to get the wrong ideas. Now, that being said, I assume and I'm sure that there will be a lot of haters on this video eventually. I'm not worried about that, and I'm sure there will be some Bible studiers out there that are going to put it to me in the comments, and that's okay because I don't expect this to be perfect. I don't expect myself to come out with the perfect iterations of everything, but this is on my heart. This is something I need to share, and it's something I feel like somebody out there can take some value from, especially the younger Christians, the ones who are striving to live a life with God and be in the life that we have going on right now with this generation and this culture and the struggles of being a Christian. So what we're talking about today is we're going to be talking about 2 things, all right? One, you're going to get a little intro, a little biography of my life and how, being a Christian has affected me and what God's done for me. And 2, you're going to get a little intro on God, because there are a lot of people out here. I feel like you're missing the main point of being a Christian, the main things that God stands for, His main message to everyone. So I have 2 verses that are going to explain it all. They're not long verses, so stick with me through it, but trust me, if you want to know what God's about, I got you right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and give you a small intro of my life, just a little brief, explanation. So I am 29 years old, and I have 3 younger brothers. My mom and dad divorced when I was 5, got splitted. I was with my mom. My mom got with my stepdad. They were married for a long time. My brothers were kind of like awesome. They were the awesome kids. They got the grades. They were good-mannered. They were just totally legit as sons. Now me, I was a little bit rambunctious. I didn't like rules. I made my own rules. I didn't ever do anything that was stupid that was going to get me hurt, because I knew the difference in breaking a rule that was there because you get hurt and a rule that was just stupid. So I didn't go over the boundaries. But when I was younger, I don't really know how to put this as a way without coming out against her, but my mom didn't really understand, I guess, how to raise kids or deal with anybody that was kind of outside of the lines of normal. I don't know what to say there. I just know that I was a rebellious kid and my mom didn't know how to deal with it. So she sent me around to different family members, and like I was with them for a few months, and then the same thing would happen. It was like I was just too rebellious or just not obedient as they would like. So I get sent to another family, and then to another family, then to another family, back to my mom, and where finally I went to my dad's when I was 11 years old, and I was actually with him till I was 14. And at that time, that was probably that I could remember, the longest I had ever lived in one place or been with one person, living with them. That was like 3 years, and it was awesome, or at least I thought it was. I had school, I had legit friends, I had a life, a stability going on in my life, and some things happened, and I was young. I guess I didn't understand, but my mom wanted me back, I guess. I don't know. She took me back from my dad, and then it got a little rocky. That was where the actual send-off to here, Tennessee came into play. I'm from Georgia originally, and she was in a different county, and therefore moving to a different county, I would lose all my friends, lose my current girlfriend, lose everything that I had to go to a new school, a new county, a new system. And I like I said, I was rebellious. I was not having it when I was younger. I was like, so, this ain't fair. You're going to rip me out of my life that I was actually happy with and put me somewhere else and all that. So I was really pissed off about that. So I was like, I'm not going to this school. So my mom was like, well, you give me no ultimatum. So she sent me to Florida, to my grandparents' house. I'd already lived there a few times, but I was down there for about 6 months or so. And I got a job with my grandpa, working landscaping and everything, and that was great. But my grandma is a big Christian, and we don't really have a connection anymore, but she's a big Christian, and I respect her for that and her relationship with God. But at that time, I was not understanding about the effects that it could have by bringing certain things in your life, and how it would affect other people in the household, and how you can be tied to dark things that could bring in dark things in your life. So it came down to the point where she called my mom and was like, hey, he's got to go back. So I went back to my mom's, and back to Georgia I went, and I was there for about, I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 months. It wasn't what I wanted. I was studying for GED at home. I wasn't in school. I wasn't doing anything. My mom and stepdad were working. I was just at home all day doing nothing. And of course, in Georgia, where there's a lot of gang activity and a lot of street stuff going on, and it's just basically all ghetto from where I was at. And me and my mom were like the only 2 white people in my whole neighborhood, which was just totally crazy. That being said, obviously you can figure out that my stepdad is black. Who cares? He was an awesome man to me and my brothers. As I was living in Georgia with them, I started to, roam the streets, get into some things. I was smoking a little weed, I was stealing. I started to steal a little bit, get in a little more trouble. I really didn't care, because it's like, there's no point, who knows how long I'll be here. I'll just be sent off somewhere else soon. So really no point at all, right? My mom was like, we're going to send you up here to this group home in Tennessee. Your grandma's sister is there, and at least you'll have somebody there. And, it's a great place. It's a Church of God group home. It's Christian oriented. It was supposed to be, the thing to get me right in life, right? Well, I didn't like that. This was October, and we were leaving in February, and I was like, screw this. I got to find a way around that. So what I did was I went down to the local Walgreens. I walked in, I picked up a bunch of toys, and I walked out the door, and I sat on the curb and waited till the police got there. Now, the point of that was, in my childish mindset, I thought, if I get a record, if I show that I'm too bad, then they're just not going to accept me at the home, and my mom will be forced to keep me as her own child. And that didn't work. That didn't work at all, actually. What happened was, my mom came, picked me up, they let me off with a warning, and she grounded me. And this was in October, and she said, you are grounded until we leave to go to the home, which was 4 months later, okay? And normally grounding's not so bad, except for this grounding, actually had a big effect on my life, because she grounded me to the room I was staying in at the time. And this room was roughly about 7 feet by 5 feet. It was enough for my bed in there, and maybe just like a little bit of space on the side of the bed. And I was in there for 4 freaking months. Couldn't come out at all, ever. And so it was kind of crazy. It was it changed me a lot. There was a lot of books in there, though, a whole box of books, and I read every single one like twice. And that really helped me start learning of who I was. Before we actually went to the group home, this is a funny story. I actually ran away. Yeah, I ran away 2 days before we left for the group home. And the crazy thing is, I actually left like late in the night, 2 days before. But I guess my mom and stepdad have gotten so used to me being grounded and being in that room all the time that they never actually checked on me. And they didn't actually know that I ran away, which is crazy. So I ran away, I packed all my stuff, I was gone, and it was winter, and I freaking caught something. I got super sick. I was throwing up behind the freaking AutoZone down the road in the woods, and I was just so overwhelmed with this headache I was getting. I felt like I was getting the flu or something. So I decided to say, you know, whatever, I'll just deal with it. And so I went back home the day before we were leaving, literally like 2 or 3 hours before we were supposed to be leaving. And I went up to the front door, and I noticed that the door was locked, right? It was completely locked. I knocked and knocked and knocked, and finally my mom came out, and she goes, "Oh, I guess you're excited to go. You're already packed and ready." Because she saw the bag with all my stuff on my shoulder. Didn't know, had no clue at all that I had ran away at all. And so that was a major turning point in my life. I was like, all right, well, it's obvious. You know, it's obvious to me what's happening here. So I just said, screw it. I'm going to knuck down. I'm going to numb myself up, and I'm going to cut everything out. And I'm going to go to this group home, and I'm going to survive like I've been surviving all my life by myself. So went setting up to this group home in Tennessee. It was a cool little atmosphere. It wasn't like foster care, but it was like a place, like a college campus with a bunch of cabins, what they call cottages, what they're called cottages, but they're actually buildings with 4 rooms in them, 2 kids per room, so 8 kids, plus the house parent is what they are, the people that watch over. I think they watch 5 days, watch you, and then they're off 2 days, and a relief house parent comes in for 2 days. But they got their own little apartment in the place, and a door that they can shut, have access to our side, so the relief house parent can come on. It's pretty cool setup. But I was in there 3 years, and I kind of like just survived, you know. I survived on my own, made it through. It kind of felt like jail. But the thing that made me so mad about it was I got up to the group home. I'm on what's called Cottage 6. And Cottage 6 was the, you know, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds. You know, it was the last step before getting out, right? And so I was almost 16, or I just turned 16. And my grandmother's sister was the house parent for Cottage 5, which was the cottage next door. And that was cool. I was like, all right, at least I got some family here. Well, I'll be danged if 2 weeks later she didn't decide to quit and move away. So now I'm in Tennessee all by myself. No family, no phone calls, nobody coming to visit, none of that. I was so freaking mad, dude. And I'm telling you what, I've been mad for years. And that's why this video is important, because I'm trying to get rid of all this. So I was pissed off. I decided, screw it, I don't need them. I don't need anybody. I don't need my family, because they're not my family if they're going to throw me up here, ditch me, and then just be done with it. So I was like, done. I got me, and that's all I need, and I got God. So I survived. About time, I was right after 18, and I got a home pass and went down to Georgia, you know, see my mom a little bit, I guess. But mainly was there to see my friends from school and everything. And I went back there, and right as I'm getting home, I'm getting down there in Georgia, the group home calls me and says, hey, don't come back. You're over 18. We don't need you here. You know, there's no point. We've already released your papers and everything. And then my roommate from the cottage texts me. He's like, hey, bro, all your stuff is in the yard. Do you want me to put it in my car and wait till you get back so you can figure it out? And I was like, yes, please do that, because I already have paid for the return flight. And I'm not going to just stop, throw away everything again to be somewhere down in Georgia with people that I don't want to be around. My family at this time. So I came back. I put all my stuff in a crappy little car I bought, and I got the money that I had left, and I got a hotel with another guy that just left the home. And life started kicking off from there. It was pretty great. I mean, it got better. I got 2 roommates from the group home. We got an apartment. Everything was going great. I screwed up thinking that, you know, nobody gave a dang if I was arrested or killed. 2 weeks later, I get freaking arrested and go to jail for driving another friend that was in the group home while he robs a store. I picked him up, dropped him off basically, and his mom was getting evicted, and he was in a desperate situation, so he robbed a store. We got caught that night. It was stupid. I went away for 3 years, 2 years in the county jail, then 1 year in the prison. And then when I got out, life is just, you're starting from the bottom at that point. There's, nowhere to go but up. So got a job, grind my way to success. After, all these years, I ended up having to live with that felony on my record. And jobs wouldn't hire me. Things just got harder. So I got a job at a Burger King, worked, and that's where I met my best friend Michael and his wife Leah. And it got better, it got better. And then I met my best friend Josh, my other best friend Josh, and things went on that time. And then as we got older, blah, 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 I'm here now. So that's where I'm at. But I became a Christian at age 8. Got baptized at age 8, and I was fully aware, trust me, of what I was getting into. I was kind of around the Christian atmosphere all the time, so I kind of knew who God was, what I wanted to do, and that was serve Him in some kind of way, because He had been the one that was for me through all of this. So why not give my life to Him? Even though I was only 8 years old at the time, it wasn't until later through life that I understood why I actually made a decision, why my heart led me to that decision, right? So before I actually tell you about God and how He's affected my life and carried me through it, I want to clear something out that the world is driving me nuts with. The world is driving me crazy with this stupid topic, and I want to just clear it out right now. There is a difference between Christianity and religion. Huge difference, totally separate things. You guys need to know that. Christianity is God reaching man through the sacrifice of His Son. Religion is people trying to reach God through gifts and deeds. Totally separate, not at all. I am not religious, okay? Because I believe you can be religious about anything. If you love cupcakes, that's your thing. You're religious about them. You're on it. You're always on the cupcakes, right? But that's not me. If I'm going to be religious about something, it's about God, because that's my hero. That's the one that's getting me through. So I'm a Christian. I'm not religious. Christianity is God coming to men and women through the sacrifice of His Son. Religion is man trying to come to God through deeds and gifts, and it's just not the same. So that needs to be clear up right now. So I'm glad you guys have heard that great message. Now, through all of that journey that you heard, everything through my life being shifted around, never having stability or a home or family or anything like that, God was my mom. God was my dad. He was my brother. He was my best friend. He was my partner. God is everything that I've got to miss out, and I've had the opportunity to miss out on in life. God was there. And I'm telling you, there's been times where I just didn't see it. I didn't see how I was ever going to rise from this, but somehow God gave me an opportunity to let me rise from it. And He's done some amazing freaking things in my life. He's made me who I am. And so that comes to YouTube. So you guys are what make YouTubers. You might not know that, but a YouTuber is nothing without his subscribers. Otherwise, he's just talking to a camera, or in my case, talking to a phone. It means nothing. But you guys make people YouTubers. You are the ones that give them the YouTuber title. So I want to thank you guys for everything, and I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity to talk to you guys now and to the future videos and everything. And I want to thank Him for just bringing me the wisdom and knowledge that He has early in life. Because not having a family, not having people around me, not having anything like that, doing it all solo my entire life has really given me an appreciation for God, and an appreciation for the small things, like the times with my friends, and just moments that you can really make memories with. I appreciate them so much, and I thank God for that. When I was homeless, after I got out of the home, after I didn't have the money for the hotel, I was actually homeless before I got an apartment several times, living in my car, and me and God would just have these conversations. Right now, me and God have conversations every single day. Every single day on my way to work, or when I'm driving, I'm always talking to God. And I don't talk to Him in some special way. That's the key. You don't have to talk to God into a special way. You just need to talk to Him like He's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your best friend. You're like, hey God, what's up? This is on my brain. Let's talk about it. And that's what I do every day. I get it out in the open with God, and it starts me off fresh and clear. So let's talk about God. Who is God? What is a Christian? What are you supposed to be? All of that, because I want to get into that. That's what this real message is about. This Bible right here. This Bible has been with me 9 years now, I think. I got it when I was in prison. Actually, you can see right here. I got it when I was in prison from one of the pastors that came to the prison. He gave me this Bible, and from that day on, every time I carried it everywhere. Everywhere, in my jacket, in prison. It was my shield to protect me. It was so many things. It was my daily guide, and so once I got out, I still carried it. It's always my big thing. And now I keep it right next to my bed every night so that I can just always dive into it when I studied. And when I was locked up, I studied for 3 to 5 hours a freaking day in this thing. I went through the whole Bible twice, and I love it, man. I got so close with God, closer to God in those 3 years that I was locked up than I've ever been in my entire life. So when I came out, I was completely fresh and new. So the verses that I want to share with you today are 2 verses, okay? The main topic of these verses are love and compassion. The 2 biggest, most important traits of a Christian and of God. God is literally love. He's literally compassion. And you guys should hear these things, because this is what I plan to be in the future. Now, some of my videos, I might have messed up with my words and cussed a little bit and all that. I'm not doing that anymore. It's going to be straight PG-13, PG, whatever. It's going to be kid-friendly videos from now on, because I want to give a great representation of God. You guys now know it's out there in the open. I'm a Christian, and I expect you guys to hold me accountable for it. Now, don't start hitting me up with all this hate about, oh my God, you freaking smoked a cigarette one time, and now you're going to hell. That's not how it works. I'm going to give you guys my 2 important messages for you from God. Now, these are things that I feel like God led me to put out there, so that's why I'm telling them, and I pray that God speaks to you through this. So the first one is going to be Hebrews 5:2. Now, you can turn to it if you want. I'm already there. Hebrews 5:2 is a great message, and this is the message that I tell myself usually every day, because it helps me keep in the mindset of not hating on people, not judging, because I try to be as non-judgmental as possible. I try to never judge anyone, because you don't know their life. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they dealt with, and it's just not cool to judge people. So first one is Hebrews 5:2. This verse says, He can have compassion on those who are ignorant and going astray, since He Himself also subject to weakness. That rings a very strong bell to me. Basically, what this verse is saying, you have no right to judge or hate on anyone, but you need to love and have compassion for everyone, because you yourself and myself are also weak and fall short all the time. We all fall short of the glory. We all sin. We're all sinners. Doesn't matter how close you are to God. So why hate on someone for something that you're easily falling weak to too? So there's no point in the hate. So never judge. Always love. Always have compassion, because that is what God is. God has given me more compassion and love and understanding of my situations than anything else. That is the most thing that I feel connected with Him, because I know when things get rough, I can turn around and talk to God, and He's going to show me love. And I'm always excited about it. So the next verse is going to be Leviticus 19:18. Now we're going back to the Old Testament. I got one verse from the New Testament and one verse from the Old Testament. So this is going to be a great verse. This one is about love, basically, because like I said, God is love. Love is God. That's what the main purpose of it is. And this one is basically to tell you, love everyone. Don't judge. Don't hold nothing against everyone. So the verse is read, You shall not take vengeance, nor bear any grudge against the children of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Lord. And that is clear. I mean, it's clear to me what that's saying. Stop hating on people. Stop envying people. Stop judging them. Stop being jealous. Stop coveting them. All that. Just do you. Be happy for them and love them. And that's not as easy to do as it is to say, obviously, you know, because people piss you off and it's hard to turn the other cheek and love you then. Or they're not the type of people that you would normally be around or enjoy having company with, so you start hating on them. And I get that. That's just our normal humanly ways. But we need to strive to be better. We need to strive to be God's disciples and His servants out here, because that's how the world's going to get better. The more people you help, the more love you show, the more love and help comes back around, and it leads back to God. So that's where we're at. But I want to point out one specific thing. I want to clear up something for you guys, for you young people that are striving for God out there. When you talk to God, praying does not need to be special. When you talk to God, just tell Him how it is. I don't care if you're super pissed off at Him right now and everything, because trust me, I've had these conversations with God. I'll be pissed off about something that happened in life. I'm like, screw you, God. That's not fair, man. I can't believe that this is happening. Why is this happening right now? What happened with it? Why did this have to happen? I mean, are you not even caring or thinking about me or like my people? Which is a very selfish thought, by the way, because the God already knows. You know, and then I just go on this rant and spew all this hate at God. And it's just hilarious because, like, when I stop, when I calm my mind, when I'm sitting there, I just feel like God's just sitting there and He's like laughing. He's like, all right, you done? You done yet now? So let me really break your brain with some real knowledge, you know? And I feel like that's what God does. And He sits me down and He's like, hey, you don't know. You don't know what I got planned. So why are you judging me? Why are you hating on it when you have no clue what I got in store for you? There's a reason why this happened. And there's a reason why it's going to change you into what you need to be. And then I'm just like, all right. It's like Gary Vee says, you know, don't love the end goal, love the process, you know. And so God's work is done through process. And you got to enjoy it. I mean, like, it's hard to enjoy the struggles and the strife, but if you can lean on God and know He's right there through that with you, then you got no issues. Nothing can stand against you when you stand for God, is what I meant to say. So I'm pretty sure that is everything. I just wanted to wrap that up and let you guys know and tell you guys something real quick. So the best thing that's ever happened, one of the biggest miracles that's ever happened to me in my life. Okay, this is like the most definitive, the most defined way I've ever reached out to God. It's the most touching that me and God have ever had. The connection was just crazy. So I was working at Burger King. And my rent was coming up. I didn't have the money. I didn't get paid for like 3 or 4 more days after my rent was due. I was struggling. I didn't know what to do. Had no clue what to do. So I just prayed about it. I went on my break and I prayed and I was like, God, I mean, that like this could be it. I could be losing everything, you know, homeless. Me and my roommate, we can't come up with money. What, you know, I just need your help, you know, and that was all I did. And I went back into work and I had like 5 or 6 hours left on my shift, and it was like 3 hours later. And I had this thing about, you know, hoping to get lucky or something will happen. So I always check my bank account just in case. I don't know why. You never know. I always check it several times through the day. Keep up with my financial situations. And I just happened to go outside to get a quick little 15-minute break, you know, and I happened to look at my account. And I cannot believe still to this day that this has happened. It's just so crazy how powerful God is. My bill was $361 that was due, right? $361. My current bank account balance was 40 cents, right? 40 cents. I go and check on my phone, check my balance. It's crazy. I go check my balance and I look at my balance and it's loading, you know, and I'm like, why would it load? It's obvious. It's 40 cents, you know, it's just got the circle, it's loading, and I'm like, what's going on? And next thing you know, I had $361.40 in my account. Now, how is that possible? I get it. Computers mess up. Sometimes you get accidental deposits, late amounts come in. There's so many different things it can be. But I don't believe that any one of those options is going to give you the exact dollar amount. You guys might not believe me. I don't care if you believe me or not. I know it's true. It was a major turning point in my life. That day, I was in so much awe. I immediately went over to the gas station, withdrew all the money out, called my roommate. I was like, Josh, you got to come get this money. I don't trust this situation. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if somebody messed up or what. Come get this money. Put it in the envelope for rent. We got our rent. Praise the freaking Lord. You know, and I just couldn't believe it. Nobody would believe me. Of course, nobody's going to believe me, you know. But I know. God knows. It's just so freaking crazy. It still excites the crap out of me. Because He's done so many different other things to me in my life. You know, helped me out with so many different other things. And that was just a major, big, right in your face miracle that you can't deny, you know, or I couldn't deny because I knew the whole situation. But I just talked to Him when I prayed. I was like, look, you know, I told God how it was. I was straight up with Him. When you have your conversations with God, be 100%. It don't matter if you're cussing God out because you're so pissed. If you're crying to God, if you're worried about your faith, whatever. God's going to be there. He's going to hear you. He loves everyone. His message is love and compassion. And that's what I want to do. When I get big, when I get famous, I actually don't want to get famous. I don't want to get rich. I say it all the time. I hope you guys understand and believe that. I do not want to be famous, and I do not want to be rich. But I do want to be financially well so I can go out there and show love and compassion to everyone else in their life. I want to have the ability, I want to be so prepared in my mental state that I never, ever turn down anyone that wants to speak to me or see me. I want to be able to talk to and meet every single person in my life that ever wants to speak to me or talk to me. I also want to reply to every single comment, and I plan to do so. So with that being said, drop something in the comments. How about this? I want everyone to comment below their favorite color. It's just simple as that. Your favorite color. I just want to hear all the different colors. I'm hoping that like somebody will drop some freaking comment that says something like some Balaxa blue, you know, some name that I've never even heard. That would be so cool to just see all these different colors that I've never heard. Then I gotta Google them, look them up, see what they look like. Oh, that would be so cool. So do that. Drop it in the comments. Now, if you guys are watching on YouTube and you did enjoy this video, I would like you to like and subscribe if you really want to. You know, but you like, and if you subscribe, you will become an official member of the League of Jegsters. And if you are watching this video on Facebook, go ahead and drop a like, because that would mean the world to me. And I just really want this message to get out there, you know, for God's sake. And I just want to do His will, you know, so I feel like that's what this is about. So drop a like for me. And you can also comment on the video. Comment your favorite color down below. If it's some crazy, never heard of color, please drop it in the comments, because I want to hear that. My favorite color is red, of course. If you guys don't know by now, it's red. And I'm pretty sure all my friends know that too. If you guys want to follow me on any of my socials, if you're watching this on Facebook, then you already know who I am and probably already following me on my social. But if you guys want to follow me on any of my other socials, I got Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. It's all here and it's in the description below. Hope you guys have a blessed freaking night. Let's end this with one special thing. I want to end this on a prayer because I just feel like it's right to do so. So Lord, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I want to pray that you reach out and touch each and every person watching this, put something on their heart to do something in their life to change, you know, just their life. It doesn't necessarily have to be going towards you, but just something that's going to make them happier and more successful in life and bring them to who they really are. I want to thank you for giving me the strength, courage, and wisdom to make this video and to put this message out there to the people. And I just want to ask that you bless each and every one that's watching this video and let them know that I do care and I do love them, and I want to show your love through my videos. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for everything. Love you. Amen. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for checking this out. If you did stick around to the end, you're freaking awesome, and I love you so much for that. Have a blessed freaking day. I'm about to go get me a snack. Peace out, guys.